Alright you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute. I was gone. I was traveling since, I don't know, 22nd June to like 31st July. These 2 months I have been traveling a lot, and then I got back home and then I got sick with a bad throat out of nowhere, and today I got the time and energy to shoot this video. And in this video we're gonna talk about antibiotics, my little relationship with antibiotics. Yeah, antibiotics. I think antibiotics are the #1 best discoveries in the history of mankind. Thank you so much, our amazing scientists, for coming up with antibiotics. Who founded antibiotics? Guys, I'm gonna make one thing very clear. I am not against antibiotics. Antibiotics actually saved my life. All right, thank you antibiotics for saving my life. I have been very sick. I've been a sick baby throughout my childhood. I think some people do have a weaker immune system. Like my sister has a better immune system than me, and she rarely ever gets sick. And then there's me, sick every year. I get cold, I get flu, and many times I get very super duper sick, and I have to control the infection, inflammation, whatever, with antibiotics. Like last year, I was down bad with a severe tonsillitis, which I have no idea where did I get it from. I was not drinking like super cold drinks, and I actually have no clue how did I get it, but I was very sick because of that. I was admitted in the hospital for 3 days. I was on intravenous antibiotics for 3 days, also painkillers. It was the worst pain of my life, worst physical pain that I've experienced in my life. And my body actually wasn't responding to the oral antibiotics I was taking. Actually, I couldn't swallow. That was so painful. And then later that year, I also got food poisoning, and my vomiting wasn't stopping. I don't know what was going on with me. Those summers, my friends and everyone, after I got back from the hospital, everybody was asking me, how is your skin, like how is your skin so clear, how are you shining, and like why? And I'm like, yes, azithromycin, it is. This is the secret, is azithromycin, girl. I hate getting sick. I hate getting sick, and I hate taking medicines. I also get in fight with my mom all the time because I refuse medicines. I don't want to take them, and she, take them if you want to get all right. But what I'm gonna prove over here is taking lots of antibiotics for longer periods of time is not gonna be good for you, and that's what I'm gonna tell you. That was like a life lesson that I learned last year, and then this year I promised myself to take care of myself and to avoid antibiotics, to not take antibiotics at all, because last year I was on antibiotics almost the whole year, and I promised myself to not take any antibiotics and avoid them as much as I can, and actually treat myself with natural antibiotics. So a week ago, like when I came home, I got a bad throat. Like I don't think it was a bad infection, but it was like dry throat, dry nose, no fever, no body aches, nothing else. But it was really painful, and I knew I'm not going to take antibiotics for this. It was painful, like my ears were paining. I didn't have any fever, so I understood that this is not a infection, this is not a bad infection. But I was like, this year I'm like scared. I'm on an antibiotic cleanse on this year, and I didn't want to take any antibiotics, so I treated myself with some NSAIDs, which are painkillers, on doctor's prescription. I have like a lot of doctors in my family, and I always take medicines, even like for headache, after talking to a doctor. Please, before taking the medicine, even if it's just a painkiller, do consult a doctor before taking those online, or maybe a friend that you know. Please talk to them before taking any medicines. If you're getting sick, if you're getting overdose on drugs, that's not on me. All right, I'm not asking you to do that. So this year I made a pledge to myself to take care of myself and build a stronger immune system, because I think that's my real problem, and to avoid antibiotics and medicines as much as I can. So when I got like a bad throat a week back, I treated it with mainly NSAIDs. After talking to a doctor, consulting a doctor, looking it up on the internet, everything all right, and it got better, thank God. And I'm also learning to use food as medicine now. Like I'm learning more about it, like, you know, honey and ginger and garlic, lemon, many herbs, but I'm learning about it. As I was looking for more like natural remedies, natural antibiotics to calm my throat and my and strengthen my immune system, I stumbled upon this recipe, which is French onion soup. It sounded delicious. I've never had an onion soup. I love soups. I love tomato soup. I love lentil soup. I love soups, but I've never had a French onion soup. And no, the minute I saw the recipe, I downloaded it and I plan to make it. And today we're gonna make that with beef broth. Let's go.
For this recipe, I'm gonna slice one big onion, fry some butter in the pan, add some olive oil, and wait for my onions to caramelize properly. I'm gonna add my beef broth, some brown sugar, garlic, white vinegar, and slow cook it for about 25 to 35 minutes and top it off with some bread.
Alright, you guys, let's taste the nutritious onion soup that we made. Let's go. It's the burst of flavors for me. I added white vinegar and brown sugar. I think I added lots of white vinegar, which makes it more tangy, like on more of tangy side, on the more tangy side. It's delicious nonetheless. Look at this. Right, you guys, so the onion soup turned out a 7 out of 10. I'll give that a 7 out of a 10. Also, I have decided something. I have decided to make a recipe every single week that is super nutritious. It's gonna boost my energy levels, and it's also gonna keep me full for a long period of time, because I have a very busy schedule. And I was like scrolling through the internet, looking through stuff, and I learned about this G-Bomb food formula, food diet, whatever. It's basically greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries and seeds, and I am gonna follow that. So this week it was onion soup. Next week I'm gonna come up with something more interesting and something more nutritious, following the G-Bomb food diet, and record it and put it here for you guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Thank you for watching.